Hey everyone, Sullivan Gross here with Pearson Realty. Today I have the pleasure of meeting with Brian O'Neill with Huron Orchard Services. Brian, thanks for being on camera today. Tell us about what you do.
Anytime, Sullivan. Yeah, so my name's Brian, like you said. I'm with Huron Orchard Services, and we manage primarily pistachios, almonds as well. These days, we're taking care of about 6,500 acres.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, you grew up out on the west side, right?
Yeah, I grew up in 5 Points. I'm a 4th generation Westlands farmer.
Nice.
So my grandfather worked for the district at its infancy. He helped get 80% of the land out here signed up into the district.
And Westlands is the largest district in the state. They're 500,000 acres?
Yeah, I think total it's bigger than that. Yeah, but a lot of it has been retired over time to deal with drainage issues and water supply issues. But yeah, these days we're farming around 300,000 acres.
How would you compare some of the soils out here and the growing conditions compared to other areas of the valley?
Well, the real answer is there is no comparison for the soil conditions. We have some of the greatest soil conditions in the state of California in Westlands Water District. And if you want to talk about efficiency of farming, you know, how much crop per drop you can get, there's nowhere better than Westlands to farm.
Yeah, I've heard of some yields out here that guys would just dream of over on the eastern side of the valley. And, and those are probably some orchards that you take care of.
Some of them are real nice, I know that, so that's true.
So we mentioned Westlands. Tell us about what Westlands is doing right now as one of the districts that you work in, but what are they doing right now to try and utilize as much water instead of letting it go out to the ocean?
Well, as everyone knows, we're in a historic wet period right now. And Westlands, that comes right on the heels of a historic dry period. So we're doing everything we can to get as much water out of the state water system, the state and federal water system as we can. So we are recharging almost every open piece of land that is available that is not within a drainage impaired area. To date, Westlands has recharged about 50,000 acre feet. So we are well on our way to recharging what we think will be upwards of 200,000 acre feet for the year.
Wow.
So
and that's
water levels have already come up about 100 feet in some areas.
Whoa. And that's what these districts need to be utilizing, and a lot of them are, on years like this, where we have the excess water, let's put it back into the ground, right? And I think Westlands, from what I've heard, they've done a great job of trying to incentivize the growers to use that extra water so it doesn't get wasted.
Another way that Westlands is really unique and really advantageous as far as recharging is we don't have many domestic well partners that live out here amongst our ground. So we can really be aggressive in recharging and not worry about domestic users mixed in with our farmland and our water.
Yeah, because there's some surface water that comes, you know, all the way from Shasta, right, to San Luis and then here. And, you know, if you don't have to worry about domestic use, putting it into the ground, the trees don't mind the water quality, but sometimes you have to be wary of the people that live nearby. Right?
That's right. Can be an issue in many districts, especially along the east side. A very sensitive thing when we're talking about the Sustainable Groundwater Management Act is going to be domestic well users as well.
Yep, that's very important.